Aha, yep, looks like I'm live. On my Twitch, stream quality updated. Just putting my Facebook thing there. That's my Facebook link to my Boundy page. And what I felt like doing before it was tea time, because it's, what day is it? It's Wednesday. Wednesday the 19th of August here in Port Elliot, and it's 5:55. I've got 3 5s in a row. Don't know whether that's auspicious or not. And alright, okay, so I can actually watch it here online, which I might do just to see what the comments are. I'm not sure whether I've got the commenting tool up. I don't think I have. I'm not sure where I get that. Do I? Overlays. Got that. That's a window. I know I can, but now I can't remember how to do it. I'm not sure where I put it, where I do it from. So I just go, hold on a sec. There might be someone out there that can help me out with that one, because I'm not 100% sure. I need to actually put that down. Not sure what the stream manager thing's for. I'm actually just wanting to watch it. Do I watch it at the same time? Don't know. Where is... Oh, I don't want that. I want Ecamm. I think I need to put up screen size, comments and reactions. Yep, got it. So if there's comments there, I can see them there. But what I actually want to do is see it on my iPad that I've got here, because what I'm wanting to do is just have a look through the Grand Tableau. I just really like the Lenormand deck of cards, so I've been playing around with them. Well, playing around with them is not probably quite the right term. It's more that I think I'm on the right camera. Yep, quality-wise. Experimenting with them. Well, experimenting. I'm wanting to practice with them, because what I've got here is actually the Grand Tableau. I've laid it out as a Grand Tableau reading setup. Just wanting to move that camera a little bit so it's a little bit more completely perpendicular to the table. Yes, and as you can see, I've got a table, and it's a little portable table, so I'm hoping it's not going to collapse. Where it is and I might just put that a little bit smaller where I am there, and shove me, and put me in the corner a little bit smaller, so that what you are seeing is more of the spread than what I was just showing you. So hopefully that's okay. Yep. And I might be more on the side, right, like a profile. Silhouette? No, profile, rather than showing all of me. So this is what I've laid out as what's called a Grand Tableau. Now, I was hoping not to have this part here in the vision, but I just can't seem to stretch out the camera arm enough, how I've got the arm on the camera enough, because if you can see how I've got it, whoops, so this is how I've actually got my setup. Right, there's the table, and you saw me, that's me down, whoops, weird shot. And I've got this and I don't know on this, on the Twitch itself, I know I'm live, but I just don't know where. Where do I find that on these? So I'm trying to get back to where I am. So that would be there. And I have gone live here, but it's through my eCam, which is my Mac. So that's how I'm doing it. And it's interesting actually having the setup that way, because the cards there are a little bit more difficult to put down. Oh, I've just realised I'm actually watching it as a live stream. I don't really want to do that. It's too distracting. I just want to see that I've got the chat stream open at the right spot, so that I know it's going all right compared to what I'm getting on my screen there. Now why is that? I've paused it in from the live thing. I just want to put it differently. What I'm actually using as a guide, I found this, and what I'm going to do is switch it round, and this is where it's a bit awkward because my desk is around here and I've got the other at the wrong side. I need it at the left, but the lighting's at the right. So that's how it is. So, right, this is the piece of paper that I've got, and I'll show it to you in full. Oh, it's supposed to switch around. Didn't have it well enough. Right, so this is actually from a lady's website who does the Lenormand, and it's called The Truth in Story, Finding Our Truths Through Tarot, as a website. I'll just try and put that up there. So this is where I have the Truth in Story, and this is the other page that was with, it's a file, a PDF file, that's a free offering, and I thought, well, this actually looks really easy to use as a guide for learning how to, for actually learning how to do reading the Grand Tableau. That is the Lenormand, and I've got to move that way. So I thought, well, what I might start to do is work through some of these in future slots where I feel, that I've actually got some time to spare and I can go live and just do some more practice on this that is a Grand Tableau. I like working with the cards in real life themselves instead of just off a photo, because it gives that better feel around the energy of what's contained with the cards, I suppose, because they're here in front of me to be handled, to be looked at more closely. So that's probably how I'm going to do that as I'm moving into looking at these cards in more detail. And it is the Lenormand deck. So I'll just bring that up and see if that shows up well enough. It's this one. It's the, now which way do I go? So this is the deck that I'm actually using. Ciro Marchetti is the artist, and it's the Gilded Reverie Lenormand, or Lenormand, whatever. However you pronounce it, doesn't really matter. We understand it to be, this is the deck of cards that it is. It's 36 cards, and each with their own depiction of the card energy name. That's the guidebook that comes with this particular deck. I've got the actual, and this is the one that I use every day for my daily card readings, daily card spread reading on Facebook. And it's the expanded edition, so that one actually has a few more cards on it. I just want to play to practice. The Grand Tableau is the full deck placed out in this pattern, and that is 8 across 4 rows with the 4 down the bottom that's there. That's the extras, that don't fit in the 8x4. And it's just a shame it's not quite tall enough, like the positioning of this arm. I can't quite get it right. I'll have to see what I can probably do with some other type of an arm at some point, or, the camera arm. So that's what I'm working with at the moment anyway. So that's how that looks in its fullness as much as I can get. I can probably see if I can do it up further height wise, but then that gets more of the actual, it still doesn't really put in the whole lot as a, no, it's just not going to work completely fully like that. That's a little better, but you see, get to see more of that, don't you, which is not what I really wanted. So I can pull that across. Let me just, can it move? No, it can't. Makes no difference, really. No. I'll try and get that back there. It doesn't make much difference, does it? No, and it's struggling to actually focus properly, isn't it? So if I do that, look, it's something yet to have an experiment around with, and we'll see what it does, eh? Well, that's what I reckon anyway. Have it that way. Now, what this is suggesting as that first line, I'll just do them one at a time, and then I think it's probably going to be time for tea. Look to the house of the significator and what house it falls in for the state of being. So look at what line to see how much of her life she's conscious above and below. What I really enjoy with this is, you know, the fact that underneath with this, it actually has these houses. What it means with the house positions is, and it's getting that close enough. I really should have it on a clipboard, I think, to be more effective. So it's the house positions are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and across the next line 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So it's like that in the order number of what the cards themselves are with their numbers, so that the energy of the first house is the rider, because that's what the card itself is, and so forth. So that's actually how it's presenting, how the house part of it works, and then in those positions, that's what this one here means. This top card is the house position 1. Then we've got the house position 2. Then we've got the house position 3, 4, 5, 6. So the energy of this one is the rider. Then it is clover. Then it is ship. Then it is house. Then it is tree. Then clouds, snake, coffin, and so forth. So that as you go down to the second row, which is this one, we've got then the bouquet, scythe, whip, birds. So that's the houses, the basic layout and position of the cards with that initial influence of energy or meaning. And when you actually, this is how I'm understanding it. So when you actually got the cards that you lay on top as those house positions, so this being fish and card 34, and I've got to try and move this so you can see it. See how it's the top row is 34, that's card fish. 23 is the next card, that's mice. We've got 36 being the cross card. Then it's 24, the heart. 25 is the ring. We've got key as 33. 21 is the mountain. And we've got the dog, which is card 18 over there. And that's sitting on the energy of card of the house 8, which is coffin. So that's the context of how it's actually read, as the layout is the house system. So it's going to be really interesting to follow up with more practice and just working with what is here as the guidance from this sheet. So I'm actually looking forward to making this a regular session of practice, so that anyone that's interested in wanting to actually come in, you know, to join me as I'm just doing practice with the readings and the style I want to understand for myself, what sort of interpretations that I'm going to be able to put into the cards because of the way that I would like to learn them and have that. Well, actually, it's really wanting to actually have a regular practice of reading these particular cards and understanding the Lenormand a lot more deeply, because as much as it seems like a very simple divination system, it has quite a lot of depth that can be um, gained from it in understanding what is happening in our lives at the moment. I tend, for myself, I tend not to go so much into future readings, as in telling the future. I like to just work with the energy of the what is now, so that it gives more guidance and clarity for what I want to know about what's happening for me. And I do the readings for others, of course, other cards too. It's not just the Lenormand, but these are the ones I'm really enjoying learning more about and being more in depth with as well at the moment. So I'm really loving it. So when I sort out my system even a little bit more, where I can have that camera over here so that I can look up and you're looking at, it's not so much on the angle or the profile, whatever it is. Is that called a profile? Don't know. Anyway, um, what we're really looking at is a wonderful set of cards and a way of getting some guidance in how we can understand better what's happening around us. Because I do feel that the energies that we get within our space have something to teach us and be that indicator of guidance that we can use to our benefit. Because you wouldn't use it if it wasn't going to be, would you? So the first one that it's actually telling us to do, the first thing it's actually telling us to do is working with the yellow boxes. I'm reading the corners from the 1 and the 1 to the 32, which is over here. Oh, actually, I better switch that around again so you can see that better than my face. I might even just move that over to there at the moment. Be interesting to see what comes up. So with the 1, that's the position 1, the house 1. So we've got fish with the rider, but the fish over there in position 1 and the sun here in position 32. So it's a lot of abundance with a lot of strong energy happening that's between these two cards. But because that's in the house position of the moon, the sun and the moon, it's a good balance having that there. And with the rider, it's a message of money, some abundance, some money, a way of having money coming in and that type of thing. That's what the message is there. So, and yet we have, and I'm jumping ahead of myself because I haven't done the significator bit, because that's the first one. It says, look to the house of the significator and what house it falls in for the state of being. Now in this spread, and I've got to actually move this, because with this grand tableau, here we have the house, the lady, as in because it's me that I've done this for pretty much. And it was just shuffle, clear the cards, shuffle them a few times. I do 3 because I like 3. And then that's how I laid them out, was just with that. Nothing really special. There's no magic formula for how to do any of the layouts, process of, a particular way of doing them to the left and the right and all that sort of stuff, hoo-ha. I do clear them, and with intention of clear cards, laying them out. This is the energy of what I need to know in this particular time. So that's how, there's pretty much the little inner prayer, I suppose you'd call it, or affirmation or whatever that I use. So this is actually in the house energy of the key. So the key is for me. So I am the key. And what I've got, as far as what is the past, there's not a great deal. It's just these 2 lines here. And the present, from what I can tell, and this is still using this layout, so the past is what's that way. So in this layout, it's here, so all the past is that. The present moves down to being the closer to you, the more present it is. So that's a little bit further back, but it's not the past, it's still the present, and anything that way is the future. That's the guidance that we get from this particular information. And I'm finding, you know, the more that we practice something, the more we can make it individualized and you know, suited to ourselves and the way that we work, so that following someone else's practice and guidelines, to practice it for yourself and then use, tweak and feel into it what you design for yourself to use as your method and way of reading a set of, you know, a layout, this like this, the crown to blow. Because it's really, there's no absolute set rules in concrete around how you actually have to read particular cards, and I feel that that even goes for the tarot as well. So, because I know there are people who are extremely particular around how you're meant to read tarot. So, here we've got the me, the significator, so that really there's not much in this situation that's being brought back in from being brought into the influence from the past. There is a heck of a lot to guide into what is the future, and a fairly, you know, into the distant future, because it's a long distance going and moving out to that way. So, you know, there is a basis for something that can be read if you want to read it that way. Going back to what this one suggests though, and doing those four corners, which is all I'm going to do right now. So we've got four corners, so it's the rider and the moon house with the coffin and the ring house. So we've got the fish again in the rider house position, the sun in the moon house position, and then we've got the dog. Whoops, the dog. I'm trying to get the line up there. And I actually need to take my little logo off, so I'll take that off. We've got the dog right up here in the coffin position at the house, and we've got the birds, which are down here and harder to see because of how my stuff's set up on the table, and that's down there in that ring position. So with the dog, because it's way up there and can't see it properly, with the dog in that coffin, it's just there's, you know, some form of friendship's going to be on the move and ending, with communication happening as part of that commitment to actually, I think, talking through, probably discussing, you know, and it's going to be that type of an energy around what the discussion is, that maybe there is a choice to have a friendship or a relationship end. That's what I'm feeling around it. I mean, it's just my very quick interpretation of the four corners. So, all very interesting to actually have that play and practice. And I want to put that back over. I'll put that over there this time. Or is it down there? Where do I put it? Where do I put it? Let's put it down there under the owl. Oh, look. See? And if I go like that, I'm looking at the Grand Tableau. And it's a lovely set of cards. I mean, I really do enjoy the deck of cards that the Ciro Marchetti artwork, actually, because there are more decks than just that he has done artwork for. I also have the Gilded Tarot, and I know there is others that he has done, and it's beautiful work. I'm going to leave it at that because I can almost start to taste my tea because I can smell it through the door. It's lovely to be on here, and I'm probably going to put the link. I'm not sure how to do the links to these anymore. It's been a long time since I've gone into Twitch. So if you're watching the replay, thank you very much. And I have noticed, well, there hasn't been anyone in the chat room. I didn't publicise or say anything about going to be here to anyone either. It's just one of those off-the-cuff moments, isn't it, that we can sometimes enjoy. So thank you, and we'll catch you next time I'm on. I'll probably, hopefully, alert people next time. Via my Discord, I have got that there. I haven't used it much. Yeah, anyway, bye for now.